Hello everyone, I hope this finds you well. I've got this lovely little card to share with you today. It says enjoy your day, and it could be just for a lovely birthday card or, anniversary card, any kind of card, to be honest. Congratulations, anything like that. So let me show you how I made this card. Set that one aside. I've got here a piece of with basic white, and we're going to stamp using my Stamparatus, and people have asked, they see it already set up when I stamp, everything's already set up, and they asked how do I do it. So I thought we'd do it from scratch today, and then you'd see. I usually tend to use my magnet to keep my paper down. The stamp set we're going to use is this one called Amazing Year, and we're going to use this floral design. And all you do is put your stamp where you want it on your paper. Just get it lined up however takes your fancy, and then you're going to pick it up with your lid. That means putting the lid down, pressing down, and that will take it. Now, have you noticed my mistake? And this is a mistake people make all the time, where they don't know why something stamps. If your stamp was photopolymer, so that's that clear kind of stamp that you can see straight through, you would need this mat, this foam mat. But because it is a nice red rubber stamp with already the extra foam on it, we don't need the mat. So we can put our piece of cardstock back in and check again that our piece is positioned, and I've changed my mind where I wanted to position. So this is the beauty of the Stamparatus, is that you can take time to line things up to your own specification. Now we're going to stamp with Memento ink, Tuxedo Black, and the reason is that we're using this instead of StazOn or another black ink is that we're going to be colouring using the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers, and you want an ink that's not going to interfere with that colouring, and Memento fits the bill. So ink that up, down, and give it a bit of a press just to make sure all areas of the stamp make contact with your paper. Just like that. I'm going to give it one more ink just to have a really nice clear crisp image, and this is another feature of the Stamparatus, is that it allows you to restamp in exactly the same position that you stamped before. So if part of your stamp didn't stamp, or you're not very good with stamping, then something like the Stamparatus is something you should try, because it will help and improve your stamping. Okay, so there's our little image. Now your magnet goes back in its little home here at the back, and now you'll see me always clean my stamps as I go along, and my cleaning method of choice is the simple chamois, and you basically just run it under some water, rinse it out, wring it out, and then just use it to wipe your stamp, and it's clean. And I would advise you putting away your stamp always after using it. That way you will never find a stamp left in the Stamparatus and wondering which set it belongs to. And I tend to always keep my rubber here in my stamp sets, as you can see. And the reason I do this, keep this rubber outline, is that if the stamp is missing, I can immediately tell it's missing, and then I know there's a problem. So that's that. Put our little mat back in its place, and we're done with the Stamparatus. Okay, now we're going to do some colouring in. So I am going to zoom you in. Now on my previous image I used Tahitian Tide, which is this colour here, Old Olive and Sweet Sorbet. I'm going to change it slightly. I still use Tahitian Tide and Old Olive, but I'm also going, instead of Sweet Sorbet, I'm going to use Daffodil Delight. Now I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me colour the whole thing in real time. So I'm going to start colouring, and I will put you on fast forward with some lovely music, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so our little image is all coloured in, as you can see. So time to assemble our card. This is our card base. This is a specific point. It's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And then I've got a piece here of basic white for my insert. You could also stamp and decorate this as well. I tend to leave these blank so that I have plenty of space to write my message. Okay, the front, I've got a piece here of basic white that I've put through the quatrefoil embossing folder, and you can see there the texture it gives. This is the embossing folder. Not easy to see on the camera, but there it is. And I'm going to stick this down to my card base now. Well, actually, first what I'm going to do is to stick my designer series paper, and this is the Butterfly Kisses. The previous one was from Tea Boutique, and this is just a 3-inch strip, so it's half a sheet because it's a 6x6 sheet. And I'm just going to stick this down to my piece of embossed cardstock. And it should overhang, which is what I want. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess here. And this way I know my piece is all going to line up perfectly. Just to get rid of that. And then we're going to stick this down to our card base. And you can hear all the texture that we've got from the embossing folder. Really nice. So let's put this down. Make sure we put it in the right place on our card front. Just like that. And I'm just going to see if anywhere needs any extra glue here, just a little bit. Okay. And then our panel here, I'm going to mat it on another piece of Pacific Point. Now all the measurements will be on the blog post on my website, and the links for that you can find in the description box below. As I'm doing this, I should also say, if you're enjoying this project, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know, and if you consider subscribing, that would be amazing. So there we have that. Now on the back of this I'm going to put quickly some adhesive foam sheet. Okay, so I've put my adhesive foam sheet on the back. Now I'm just going to take the backing off. And this is basically just the same as you would use dimensionals, but it's just one sheet. And it's easier this way than putting a ton of dimensionals on for when you want dimension for such a big piece. So let's get rid of the backings, and then just going to put this on the front of the card. Just like that, as you can see. And then finishing touches, I've got some glue on my mat. Finishing touches, I'm going to use some more Tahitian tied ribbon just to make a little bow, or attempt a little bow at least. I'm not the best at such things, but we will give it a go. Try again. I think sometimes I struggle making bows because I'm determined not to waste any ribbon, and I want to use the least amount of ribbon I need, and of course then I don't have enough ribbon for a tail, and hence my problem, which is where I'm going now. There we go. Just make a little bow. Do you struggle with bows, or is it something you find easy to do? Let me know. Let's just see whether we can get something here. The loops are sort of the same length. It will do. I am not going to faff about that too much. And then we have some handy dandy glue dots. And we're just going to use a glue dot to put this down somewhere here, like that. Lovely. And then some rhinestones here. And we're just going to use these for the flower centres, and I think it just lifts it. You can see these have been well used, don't have much left. And there are our two cards. You've got the yellow or the sweet sorbet. I think this is actually crushed curry or sweet sorbet. Tell me which backing paper do you prefer. So I hope you enjoyed the project. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you wanted more information about the project, as I said, you'll find it all on my blog post. And the links to everything, and including all my social media links, are in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.